Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. We're doing a service today on the good old Can-Am MX-3. I'm servicing my front differential and my rear differential slash transmission, also known as a transaxle. It's gonna be fairly simple. I'm gonna drain the fluid, fill the fluid. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. It's really easy. Now let's check out the oils. All right guys, for the front differential, in my vehicle, I have a Visco lock, the old differentials. They came in these X3s. We're gonna use one bottle of the 75-90 weight. We're not gonna use the whole thing, but we're only gonna need one of these bottles. If you have a smart lock differential, you will be using the 75-140 weight. But for me, I'm gonna be using this one. All right, and for the rear differential, transaxle, whatever you want to call it, we're going to be using the 75-140 weight. You're going to need two bottles because it takes a little bit less than a quart and a half. There is a fill plug slash dipstick so you guys can check the level. But we'll get to that in a second. First, we're going to start off by draining the oil. All right, guys, we're going to get started with the rear transaxle. I'm going to show you some of the tools I'm going to be using. This is just a drain pan from Flow Tool. I'm gonna try to find that for you guys and put a link in the description. And then this is a real flexible funnel that I found. I think I got this from was it Rocket Mountain UTV? I'm not sure where I got it from, but I'll try to leave a link for this one too. This is really good to fill the front differential especially. And then yeah, I'll show you guys that in just a second. But first we gotta drain the transaxle. It's very simple. There's a 17mm plug, so get yourself an extension, a socket, and a ratchet and take that off. Before you do that, in order for the draining process to breathe, we're gonna go ahead and remove the drain plug. Excuse me, the fill plug. So I already loosened this up prior, but here is the fill plug slash dipstick. And as you can see, the fluid, not too bad. We're gonna go ahead and replace the fluid. Cheap insurance. Some people say to replace it before your first oil change because there is a lot of break-in, a lot of stuff from the factory that you want to get out of there. All right guys, the plug should be somewhere around here. So we'll go ahead and crank that over. And there, we got it loose. Go ahead and use your tools and get this sucker out, and we'll drain this completely down here. And you can see it is pretty dirty actually. Now that I'm looking at it, looks pretty dirty. We'll let that drain. And I also took the dipstick slash fill plug off so the thing can breathe a lot better and the fluid can come out without any issues. And when you take off the drain plug, make sure you don't lose the metal washer or metal seal that it comes with, so put that aside. All right guys, so check it out. Here's the drain plug, and as you can see, there's a lot of metal in this differential, but this I would consider normal. You see this in automobiles such as differentials in trucks or transmissions. The drain plug usually has a magnet that collects all the metal from your gears from meshing. This is good. You know, this is not bad. There's no big chunks or anything like that. I would consider this normal. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up, take all this metal off. That way the magnet can do its job for the future. And we'll put the what do you call it, the seal back on there, which is this metal guy here. And then we'll install it back on because it looks like we're just about done. All right guys, I got my drain plug all cleaned up. I want to show you guys that I actually had to use a pocket screwdriver to really get in there and remove all the stuff because it was actually deep in there. So
that's what she said.
Make sure you clean that all out. Don't forget your metal washer here that acts as a seal. And we're gonna go ahead and reinstall this. When you're tightening this up, remember you're going into aluminum. It doesn't have to be that freaking tight, guys, so you don't want to damage your transmission. So that's tight. We're gonna go ahead and fill this thing up. And this thing is awesome, by the way. This Flow Tool, I'm gonna leave a link in the description for this thing. Really awesome. Comes with a cap that you put on here, and then you pretty much just drain it like a normal drain. Yeah, really cool. All right guys, this thing is drained, and now we can go ahead and dump some of our 75-140 weight into our transmission here. Just go slow. You want to make sure it doesn't overflow, and then go all over your transmission and all over your skid plate. Just fill it slowly, take your time. You can fit the whole quart right away into this thing, and then we'll fit about a quarter of the next quart. And then we'll check the fill line and see what it looks like. This thing has about 900 milliliters. I think the card calls for like 1.3 or something like that. So just fill it until you're around the 750 mark or 600 mark, and then we'll go ahead and check it. All right, that's good. Go ahead and reinstall your dipstick and spin it just about all the way, and then unspin it, and then we'll check our level here. And it looks like we're right in between the two X's. I'm gonna go ahead and say we can fill it up a little bit more. So we'll put this back in there and try it again. Alright guys, that's just about where the two X's are at. So this took 1.5 liters. So I think the book specified for like 1.3 or 1.4. I mean 1.5 looks like the money shot for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten everything up, or tighten up the fill plug, and we'll move on to the front differential. Alright guys, we're in front of the car now, servicing the front differential. There is a drain plug, excuse me, a fill plug on the side of the differential here on the passenger side. We're going to use an 8mm hex to get that off. And I'm noticing right now that the differential actually says 400 milliliters. The service manual from Can-Am says 500, so a little off. Let's take this plug off. Alright guys, I do have skid plates on this car, but you could see where the drain plug is at. This is a 5mm Allen, and I'm thinking this thing is gonna make a mess, so hopefully it doesn't make a mess. If it does, I'm about to power wash this thing with some degreaser. So we're gonna go ahead and take it off and drain it right into our bucket, just like that. And we'll see how much we get out of it. And we'll let that drain, and look how close it is to the skid plate. This thing's gonna make a mess. I already know it. I already know it. It's not too bad in color. Actually looks pretty good. So better safe than sorry. Service this thing and keep it going. Man, what a hit right here. Look at this. These arms took a beating, and it's already empty. That was fast.
That's what she said.
All right, let's put the drain plug back in. Doesn't look like this one has a magnet on it. Well, we're gonna clean the tip of it anyways.
That's what she said.
So both the drain plug and the fill plug use a rubber seal on the front diff. Not sure about a smart lock, but pretty much I'm sure it's the same procedure, except the different differential fluid, like I was saying earlier. So make sure you get the right stuff. Ask the dealer if you have to. That's always the easiest way. So we'll put the drain plug back in. Didn't look like I made a lot of a mess, but we are gonna have to degrease a little bit. That drain plug is really small, so don't over torque that one. Alright guys, I don't know if you guys can see this, but on the side of the bottle it tells you 900 milliliters plus some. This thing's asking for 400. The service manual says 500. I think I feel more comfortable putting 500 in it, so we're gonna fill it until the bottle reaches about 400, a little bit more than 400. So pretty simple. And this funnel is going to be coming clutch here because of the flexible end that it has. Alright guys, so the reason I like this funnel, as you can see here, goes straight into the hole, and you can just fill it up just like that. So we'll go ahead and fill this guy up. Pretty simple process. Like I said, don't overfill it because you're going to make a mess probably. And yeah. So we're going to put a little bit and make sure it doesn't come out. It looks like it's going in, so we should be good. Fill in more. Alright guys, so it started to overfill. I want to say I put over 500, probably like 540, and it started to overfill, which makes sense. They're calling for 500 milliliters, and on, you know, differentials and transmissions, manual transmissions at work, at the Chevy dealership that I work at, usually when you have a fill plug on the side like this, usually it's you know, pretty much fill it till it's full and it starts coming out. Once it stops coming out, then you put the plug on it and you should be golden. So I'm happy with that. I do have a little bit of a mess I'm gonna have to clean, but no big deal. A little bit of degreaser and we should be done. All right guys, so that's all it takes. Front and rear diffs are serviced. Pretty simple process. You can do this at home. I'll leave links in the description for the oil pan, drain pan, and the funnel that I use, the flexible funnel, because that one really comes in handy, and the drain pan is really easy to use. So thanks for watching as always. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Why would she say that?